Matt, we've just arrived at Zahon. It's a train station on the Hungarian-Ukrainian border. About 85,000 refugees have fled Ukraine since the war started and come in via Hungary. And what's striking about what we're seeing here at the station is the number of people that are non-Ukrainian that have fled Ukraine into Hungary. We've been speaking to lots of Middle Eastern students, lots of African people, and lots of Roma. We started the morning, though, on the Slovakian-Ukrainian border because yesterday we walked across into Ukraine through one of the border crossings from Slovakia. And here is what we found. When the barrier goes up at this border crossing from Ukraine into Slovakia, families will separate. Husbands and fathers will go back. Women and children will go ahead to safety. When the barrier goes up, about 50 people at a time will get through. Security at a price, separation. That's why everything goes quiet just before the barrier goes up. We started the day on the Slovakian side. An EU member, along with all other members, have agreed to take in Ukrainian refugees for up to 3 years without them having to apply for asylum. Everyone was here. The Slovakian president, people waiting for loved ones,
go over the border,
and German retirees, Peter and Joseph. You don't look like two men who would be on the edges of war like this, if you don't mind me saying.
We just want to help. We have a photograph.
They'd driven over 1,000 miles to collect an elderly couple they barely knew. Victor and Nina made it through soon after. Victor has dementia. His wife needs to regularly remind him that there is a war back home, that they are now refugees. Their daughter, Anya, who brought them here, drops them off with Peter and Joseph, then has to go back in. So on this side, as you can see, hundreds and hundreds of refugees from Ukraine. This lane is free, so we're going to try to go into Ukraine. On the Ukrainian side, the imagery more like a refugee crisis as we know it. The traffic queues over 20 miles long, we're told. Of the over 500,000 Ukrainian refugees now on the move, Poland has, as of today, recorded over 280,000 entries. Slovakia, 30,000. Charities told us that the vast majority of people here are being picked up by friends and relatives on the other side. People like Ruslan Korolenko's family.
Yeah.
My wife,
Your
her
wife,
daughter,
hello. Your daughter,
my son,
Your son?
my daughter, her dog,
yeah.
and my ex-wife.
Hello, how are you?
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling happy because that's began at last.
Because what?
The big war between Russia and Ukraine. At last that's began.
Why are you happy about that?
Better starting war than living in afraid of war. I'm happy that world now sees the face of Putin. We're now sending our family to friends in Germany and Poland and Slovakia, and I return to army.
A few hours later, and time's nearly up, the barrier is about to cut the Korolenko family in half, as it will do with so many others in the queue. War does that. The relief of getting away, coupled with the pain of saying goodbye. Hard to know whether to laugh or cry.